So if you are into playing metal guitar like I am, here's a few techniques that you're definitely going to want to learn, because it is important as a metal guitarist to be proficient at all of these 5 techniques that I'm about to share with you. So the first technique is the palm mute, which is probably the most commonly used technique in metal guitar. It is so commonly used that I don't even realize when I'm doing it half of the time. So here's how you do it. So here I'm just playing open with no palm mute. So if I wanted to palm mute, all I'd have to do is put my palm down on the strings that I'm picking, which right now is just that low string, and I want to put my palm as close to the bridge as possible. I don't want to put it over the bridge, because then I'm not going to get that purring palm mute sound. I don't want to put it too far away from the bridge, because then it just mutes it too much to where you can't really hear it very well. If you put it right next to the bridge, that gives it that perfect palm mute, kind of like purr sound that you want to hear. So you want to get proficient at it to where you're able to go from palm muting to not palm muting without even thinking about it. So here's an exercise that will help you guys get to that level at a very quick rate. So we're just going to be using the low string here. We're going to play a few opens and then a note following. So all the open notes we want to have palm muted. And then once we hit that note, that's the only one that's not going to be palm muted. So the second technique is the triplet. So there's a bit of confusion between the triplet and the gallop, so I'm going to show you guys both. So the triplet is consistent picking. The reason why it's called the triplet is because there's 3 notes per beat. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So that was the triplet. So number 3 is the gallop. So I'll show you the gallop and you'll see the difference between the triplet and the gallop. Technique number 4 is down picking. The reason why I added this in is because I think it's very important to learn how to down pick before you try to do any other picking styles like alternate picking, economy picking, sweep picking. You should focus on down picking until you get that down at a very proficient rate. So I'll show you guys an exercise that will help you become an efficient down picker in a short amount of time. So one thing that I do want to stress here is that there's so many different ways to do anything when it comes to guitar. I think it is important to have some sort of relaxation. So a lot of the times if I feel myself tensing up, I'll just kind of shake my hand out and remind it what it feels like to be relaxed. So you want to play this exercise to a metronome. I'm playing it at 150 beats per minute at a 4/4 time signature using 8 notes, which means that I'm playing 2 notes per beat on the metronome. Feel free to use whatever tempo you need. Like I said, I was at 150. I would recommend not trying to push yourself to play faster. I would just stay at something that's about 60 to 70% of your comfort level and then increase it from there. Because if you try to increase the tempo too quickly, that is going to affect your technique. And you want to have good technique and you want to have every note to be clear as you pick. And the last technique is the pinch harmonic. This is a little bit more of an advanced technique, but it is important to learn at some point and to understand what it is. It takes a bit of time to get down. It can be frustrating when you try to learn it because it's not something that comes natural to most people. I still sometimes struggle trying to get the right sound out of my pinch harmonic, but here's a few tips that will help you guys to learn it a little bit quicker. I always have a very small amount of my pick sticking out from my thumb because you want to scrape the thumb on the string after you pick. So it's a very light pick and then you scrape your thumb. So a good exercise would be to find where the most harmonic is between your bridge and your fretboard. So for me, between the two pickups seems to be the best spot, so that's probably where I should try to get my harmonic from. So picking on the edge here is going to help out too, and that's going to help to where you'll be able to scrape your thumb a little easier as well. Another thing too that I never hear anybody talk about is keeping your hand and your wrist loose, adding in a little vibrato too. Having your gain up and your middle turned up a little bit extra too seems to make it a little bit easier to get that pinch harmonic sound. If you guys like this video, let me know. If there's any techniques that you think I should have added in that I didn't, let me know. I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts are and the techniques that you think are very important as a metal guitarist.